This is the second verse for Paralyzer. This one's really sparse, and it's kind of rhythmic in some places, and it's sustained in other places. Before we go over and play along with it, I'm just going to give you the basic idea of the chords that you're going to use to improvise over it, and some of the licks that they use when they play it. Like I said, this is largely improvised. It's not so much one set pattern like we had in the first verse, and it's a lot sparser. There's not as many notes. There's notes that are kind of held out. The first two chords we're going to use are an E minor and a G flat, and these are actually the same notes that we saw down here in our first verse part, but we're going to play them up here this time for several reasons. First, it's easier to move from those chords like this to our licks, things like this, and also little licks like that we did earlier that we're going to find the fourth time around in this verse. So here's how you do them. We're going to use our first finger across all three strings here, the fourth, third, and second, and our third finger on the 14th fret of the fourth string. And our chord's going to look like this: 14, 12, 12. Now I have my first finger kind of draped across these because we're going to use it for licks later. We're just going to kind of move our third finger back and forth. So there's our first chord, E minor. Our second chord, G flat. This is going to be first finger off fourth, third, and second strings on 11th fret, plucking only those three strings. Now, when it starts out, it's got this kind of very sparse rhythm riff, which is down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And you'll see when I play it along how sparse it is. You can almost barely hear it in the mix, and that's why I'm going over this first before we play along. Now that happens several times. Then they kind of sustain the chord after that with some individually picked notes. No particular pattern, just kind of improvised. And then occasionally our 12th to 14th fret. And that happens at the end of each line singing when he does it the second and third time around. Now at the end, the last time around is going to be something similar to the we saw earlier, except this time it's going to go. And then we wrap it up the same way as we wrapped up the other one. And what I did there slowly was two of the hammer-on riffs, 14th fret twice, 12th once, and then one more hammer-on. So we have. Now I'd like to emphasize that this stuff is really hard to hear in the mix. So if it feels like you can't quite pick it up or you can't quite hear it, don't feel bad, because I had to listen to it a few times through pretty loud in the headphones to actually pick up what I did pick up. And like I said, my best shot at improvising over their improvisation. I think I came pretty close there and was pretty tight with it. Hope you learned something from that verse lesson. Like I said, pick it up, and it's very improvisational. Work on it. This is one you can almost even make your own. Let's move on to the bridge.